What is up, sisters? Sorry I'm a few minutes late. We have sick child in house. We had to make her some soup, but I wanted to talk to you guys today. It's Mindset Tuesday, and I really just had this memory flashback. I feel like it's really high now. This thing's always so stiff. I'm sorry. I should do this before I get on, and I never do. And I was like, I have to share that with my sisters. It's a good one. So pop on, say hi. I need to have a little drink. It's that time. It's 1 o'clock. It's that time where I'm like, there's got to be some kind of fuel going in, and because I'm gonna go somewhere else, I'm just making it a shake today. So I don't have any notes. I'm just gonna tell you a little memory that I had, a pretty old one, and these kind of memories happened all the time in my life, and you guys could probably resonate with it. Marty, say hi. I think Marty's back there. She just ate. What are you doing? What's out there? I did a live in the boutique group earlier, and literally so all the boutique stuff is set up, and I have a detached garage, and I could hear all these noises, and there was a fight going on outside, and I was like, oh, awesome. There was this random couple, totally strung out, fighting. Not fun. Not fun at all. So let me make sure I'm in the right, am I in my group? I gotta make sure of that before I go any forward. I am. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So here's the thing. What you think about yourself has so much to do with your results. And it is, as women, we have been putting ourselves down for so long that it becomes natural, and we don't even realize that that's such a big, it's a huge part of you reaching your goal, because you can learn all the things and follow a plan and everything like that. But if you literally look at yourself like disgusted, you're not having it, you don't feel it, you're not going to feel the process and stick to the process to get to where you want to go, right? Who can keep working on yourself if you hate yourself? It just doesn't happen. You're not going to love yourself once you get there if you hate yourself right now. And I think a lot of people don't really understand that. You have to love who you are in the moment to get where you're going to want to be. Because even when you get to where you want to be, you're not even going to know you're there, right? So I just want to give you this story. Big 12-year-old dorky story. But when I was younger, I have freckles, right? I was that kid that just roasted at the pool. I'm really light skinned. You guys see me, I'm spray tan, but I'm really, really light skinned. That German side of me is just so loud. I'm like my dad. My dad died from skin cancer. We're just really light complected. And my dad was a redhead with freckles. So I got, because of the sun, massive freckles on my nose, huge, right? So I always had them. I didn't know there was an option not to have them. I thought then I go through the awkward stage in junior high where boys are mean. Once boys are mean, I think that I'm the most ugliest person in the world. That's called an imprint. I go over this in my coaching all the time. It's part of the very beginning, because there's several things that left an imprint and made you feel bad about yourself at a younger age, which carried over to you with you now, right? So because I got picked on by boys, because boys are just jerks, that's just how it is, especially in junior high or when they're younger, right? I grew really fast. I was misproportioned. I was spaz. I was a tomboy. I wanted nothing to do with boys, right? And my sister was just so pretty, so young. All the boys loved her. So they were really, really cruel to me. I speak about this a lot. Hi, Shannon. But that image of them saying I was ugly became all I knew. And nobody knew that had happened. What do you, a 12-year-old, who said, what did I tell my mom? These boys said I'm ugly. You just don't talk about it, right? I know, notifications are off, you guys. So if you're wanting to see my stuff in the group, make sure you comment something on here, because that will increase the algorithm where it shows you when I'm live. That's just how it works. Facebook goes through these things. I don't do anything extra to make sure you guys see it. You just gotta start going back and forth, right? So hopefully you guys see it or catch the replay. Now I had this, me and my best friend Yvette, we were like such dorks. Like we all like lived at each other's houses. Like we were just dorks, had summer parties all the time. And I remember we had this talk like, well, I'm ugly because of my freckles. Like I thought my freckles made me ugly. Nobody said your freckles make you ugly. Like they were just different than everybody else's. They weren't your normal freckles. They were just like really big ones on my nose, like really big. And I thought the whole time, I don't look that far off from what I look like now. I thought I was like the ugliest person in the world because of these freckles, literally. Junior high, went through high school, and in my head, when I was walking around with my friends, although I had several friends, like I was cool, right? Like I had this image in my head that no boy would ever like me because of my freckles. It was like literally set in my own head. An imprint put it there. I thought I was ugly. I blamed it on and that carried with me for so long. And it's I can laugh at it now because for one, I don't even have them, but here's why. In junior high, or no, in high school, I went to the doctor and I asked, like, I had like saved up cash for my car. I was always like that, by the way. So I had enough cash to buy a car, 16, I'm gonna be independent, I want my own car. And I went to the doctor and I was so insecure and I was like, I need to get these freckles removed and I have a savings and whatever it takes, I don't need a car, just remove them. Like I'm so ugly. Like that was in my head. Like I think my sophomore year of high school, right? And my doctor was super fun, super cool. He was like the WWE doctor in California. He was rad. So he was like, what? And he was like talking. He was like moving around in his shelf, just nonchalantly talking. And he like, I'm like telling him like I don't care what it takes. I was this insecure little girl. I don't care what it takes. You could, all my money, just tell me what to do to get these removed. I'm so ugly. Like just totally distraught, thinking I'm the ugliest person in the world. Hi, Karen. And I see him down here doing this, and I'm on like the bed, right? The doctor bed, and he's like at his little area. And he like whips up something, and he goes, oh, hold on. And he goes right to my nose, and goes, shh. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, they'll be gone in a few days. And I'm like, what? Like we had that kind of relationship because I grew up at his office where he just like did that to shock me. And I'm like, it was a freezer thing. I don't know if you guys know about anything, but it was a cryo machine. You could freeze your freckles off basically. And it was like, I had like just a few big ones on my nose. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, how much was that? He's like, I'm just going to bill you insurance. You're good. And I'm like, I was ready to blow thousands of dollars to get a referral to go to see somebody to remove these impossible freckles. Cause I thought I was the ugliest person in the world. Like all up here. Now, are you ready for this? 3 days later, they fall off. They dry up, they scab up, and they fall off. Freckles are light on the surface, so they're at the top layer. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my freckles are gone. I'm pretty. Like, yeah. Like, I go to school, and I'm like, no freckles. I'm looking good, girl. Like, all my energy. Like, I'm all confident. I'm like, freckle free. Like, guess what happened? Nobody noticed they were gone. Not one person. Nobody noticed they were gone. Everything was normal. And I'm like waiting. I'm like strolling up. Like, have you guys ever had braces and had them off and people don't say anything and you're like, yeah. And they're like, you're like, oh. Nobody noticed they were gone. I was like a completely different person walking into school. Like, oh, they're finally gone. That's what was holding me back. Like, now fly. Like, I got this. You guys, nobody noticed they were gone because nobody knew they were there except for me. I was, like my sisters or whatever, right? Like, I beat myself up and thought I was literally like the ugliest person in the world. Like, I thought I was so ugly. Because little kids, little boys at a young age told me I was freaking ugly because that's what they do. It's really sad, but that's unfortunately that's what happens, and that's called an imprint. And somebody imprints you, and you just carry this thought about yourself, and you continue to think that you are ugly. That carried with me for so long. That's why I'm a good coach, because I have lived through that doubt, that I had no self-love. I always thought I had to do this to be this and this to this, and I'm at a different state in my life now where I'm a great person. We see so many people that aren't wired the same. You're just like, I'm the shit because I've got a good heart. I don't even care, right? So my point is, you have to identify with where you're at now and compare yourself to that girl that thought she was disgusting because of her freckles, who literally almost looks exactly like this right now. A little younger and funkier, I get it, right? But nobody was like, she's ugly, she's got freckles on her nose, she's got big freckles. Nobody knew. Nobody even noticed. And I'm like, you guys, I thought it was disgusting for years and years and years and not worthy because of these freckles. Hi, Jennifer. Insane how we could think about ourselves. And I'm telling you this right now because I really want you, while you're in your process of getting to where you want to be, because growing and feeling good about yourself is really important. Eating to heal your body and let your body be as healthy as it could be and not be weighed down by a bunch of toxic food is really important. The weight comes off, but you have to own who you are right now and love yourself who you are. Even a few years ago, when I was out of my other relationship, I thought I was disgusting because my relationship wasn't working out. I was real thin. I'm almost I'm almost where I was, but the what is in here is completely different. Completely different. Now when I get to a certain level, there's no obsession. It's me just, I got this plan, my mindset, I'm good, I'm gonna go there, and there's no stress about it anymore. It's just my mindset has shifted, and I love myself unconditionally wherever I'm at. I'm just always healing my body and growing. So I'm not on a mission to be a certain, like I set goals in my boot camp. I'm very open about my goals, and I'm like, it's okay to set a goal, but I'm not disgusting or don't not love myself until I get there. I'm just set a goal and built a plan around it, and in a story, that's what it is, right? But I can tell you right now, if I don't love myself right now while I'm on that journey, I'm going to get there and not acknowledge it. Not even, if I don't love who it is now, I'm not going to love it then. So it's so important, because you guys are all coming to me to lose weight, to learn. And it's not going to happen overnight, because we've carried these bad thoughts about ourselves. A lot of us have for so long. But if you don't love yourself right now, who you are, your body will not go with you. Or if it does go, because you force it there, you'll get there and not even know you're there. You really will. Oh, Shannon, I love you. So are you. Think of the freckle story when you're thinking about this, okay? You have the right to be loved right now and to love yourself. And no one else around you determines that but you. Nobody. Nobody. Can you believe how many years did I waste letting a 12-year-old boy that just was a 12-year-old little punk, because that happens, right? Probably got that person, carried that from somebody else, right? And just brought it on to me. And it impacted, it left an imprint, and it impacted my life and how I felt about myself till my sophomore year, up until now. But the freckle thing is such a big part of that. He just froze it off in 2 seconds. And I thought I was like, I got this. Everyone's going to look, watch out, here I am. I couldn't believe nobody ever knew they were there. And even if they did, they didn't think they were hideous. It was the same response without them that I had with them. It was all me. It was all me. Absolutely. So I really just wanted to share, because randomly that memory popped in my head. I don't think about that ever because it's so long ago. But I really wanted to share it with you guys so you can, maybe a light bulb would go off. What I do know is that if you don't love on yourself right now while you're trying to heal your body and lose weight, you will not get to a point where you love yourself at a certain weight. That process is internal, and you have to own it, and you have to dig into it. And it doesn't happen overnight. Well, this is your journey. What if I could tell you, you could be exactly where you want to be and love yourself and be completely happy and content? What if I tell you that's it, end of story? But don't resist this part of it. That's why I do the mindset on Tuesday, because all of this growth is just as important as me teaching you about all the foods and how to cook them and how to prep them and what to, what to buy and what to implement and what to not eat. Like, all of that has no purpose if you don't get into this side of it. It really doesn't. And now I follow a very specific plan. I do it with my boot campers. And exactly the goal that I set out for in August is happening. It's literally every single day. I trust that process, but I love myself right now. I'm happy with myself right now. I used to not want to go anywhere until I got to that goal. I didn't want to see myself unless I didn't want to like be out and visiting unless I was a certain size. And I think that this year I really embraced, like, that was so backwards to be that way, right? I have to enjoy the journey and love the process, because if you don't enjoy the journey, you're beating yourself up and you end up in this up and down yo-yo cycle. You really do. It's because you're not embracing how beautiful you are, like right now in the moment and on the journey. It has to be done. And I'm letting you know, like, it has to be done. You want to know how to get exactly where you want to be? Start here, because there's no point in moving forward unless you unlock this right now. It is the missing piece to the puzzle, right? You have to love on yourself right now, or you just do this, and you have to stop resisting it, and you have to get out of your own way and stop excusing it. Stop excusing yourself if you fall off and blaming other things. It's all you. It's all you. Nothing else outside of you except for you can make changes. So if you're looking for all the outside things to change, you're going to fail. You're going to fail. But the best part is, that's pretty harsh, right? The best part is it's all up to you. You don't need anything but you. How freaking beautiful is that? Get into that state of mind and start working right there. And when you need to remind yourself, just think of the freckly Brea that had to get him frozen off and walked into school like, what? And nope. Nobody. Not one. Not one person. Yeah, you guys. Just so you know. So, I love you guys, and I hope that this really helped you. I have to go to an appointment and then come back because Kylie is here. But loving yourself, you are allowed, and it should be number one. And remember, we are our own worst critics, so you might as well go ahead and toot your own horn. Did I say that right? I said that right. I almost said tote. Tote your own horn. I almost said tote. So you guys have an amazing day. I'll be back on Thursday with some tips for you guys. I'll also be making on my main page something tomorrow, and I'll be sharing it. So super excited. Stay on plan. I will have some holiday tips on Thursday, because you guys, don't just push off your plan for the holidays. Learn how to work around it. My boot campers are freaking smart for signing up for this, because through all the challenges and temptations that are going to come their way, they have something to lean into that's keeping them structured, and they're going to come out of the holiday with a weight loss rather than a weight gain, which is awesome. That's how it should be. What, Mar? Where are you? What'd you do? Marty's saying hi from somewhere in the house. So I hope you guys let me know if this was helpful. Give me a thumbs up and say hi. Say whether or not, like, because a lot of people are going to see this later that missed it, and they're going to say, I didn't get a notification. Say something to comment, just anything. Throw out a heart, say heck yes, say something, because Facebook will see you saying that, and then it'll start notifying you. I'm a part of groups, and when I engage, if I engage in it, then I'll get a notification. If you don't engage, you're not going to get it, even though you have it set. They always change this kind of stuff. And that's the one thing that I noticed, that if I say one little thing in a comment in a thread, then you'll start getting your notifications again. So I hope you guys are having an amazing week. Enjoy this Christmas season. Remember, Christmas is about family and love, and loving yourself as well. Don't feel like you have to do everything for everyone else, and they're going to be disappointed, because you are enough, and only do what you can do. Don't let it get you in a bad state. Thank you, Shannon and Christina. I love you guys. Shannon's probably like, oh, poor Brea, freckles. Like, I haven't even shared that story with her. So I literally, like, that memory came up and I'm like, I gotta share this with my sisters. Like, they have to know this. Like, you guys, 7th, 8th, 9th, 4 years. I thought it was the ugly. I think I had them removed my junior year, actually. Sophomore or junior, my freckles removed. What a dipshit. What a dipshit. And I know you guys resonate. Like, I know you understand, because we've all done that. We've all just think our worst. And most of you are doing it now. And that's why I wanted to share this story. I can give you examples that I've done this to myself over and over. And if I could just share it with you to where you just stop that madness, because I'm looking in. And I'm looking at beautiful people. Whether I see you, know your face, I see so much beauty. Let me just go on this example really quick, because it just came to me. Let me talk about Christina. Christina, I met her. She was my one-on-one, I think about a year ago, right? Christina's lost, I think, almost 80 pounds now. She has a goal for 100. I saw somebody sad and hunched over, but the minute I met her on the phone, I knew who she was. I knew she wasn't putting herself first. She's still the same exact beautiful soul I met with the most beautiful freaking face. Now, the only difference is she knows it. Her head's up high. Her shoulders are up high. I am the person staring at her, right? She is the person that probably thought, I'm disgusting. If you didn't, Christina, like, I don't want you to think that, but I'm using an example, right? Her husband loved her just the same. He's grabbing her booty the whole time, and he still grabs her booty. Her kids loved her just the same. Everybody that looked at her saw her amazing beauty and heart. And now for herself, because I just told her, you're allowed to put yourself first, right? You have an amazing heart. You're an amazing mom. You're an amazing wife. You're an amazing aunt. You're an amazing sister. You're an amazing daughter. You know you're allowed to be first, though. And that clicked with her that she needed to put herself first. But we all see her the same. I love her results, but because she feels better and her shoulders are up high, but she's still that same beautiful person. And yeah, she's noticeably thinner. People notice, but people aren't like, you are, people don't think of that about you. And if they do, you're around the wrong people. I've met her husband several times, and just from talking to her, I know he was just obsessed with her then as he is now, because she has the right person with her. A person that just loves her for who she is, not her size. That's huge. So if you don't have people that love you and accept you for the beautiful person you are, that's step number 2 right there. Identify those people, right? Because nobody should make you feel like you're not worthy, because you are. I'm here to tell you you are. Yeah. Noticed myself until it was time to dress up and go to parties. Yeah. Christina is amazing. So I thought I'd use that example. I'm really just being forceful because I want you guys to understand the way we see you is beautiful. Beautiful. Start there. Start seeing yourself the way we see you, and work on your goals for you, not for anybody else. The happiness I have right now is because my goals are for me. When I was this weight before, or I was a little thinner after I was leaving my relationship, that goal was not for me. It was to try to save a relationship. It had nothing to do, that relationship wasn't going to be saved because of my weight. He probably didn't care less. He actually hated me more when I was more obsessed with that stuff, right? Like, not that he hated me, but you know what I'm saying. It got more like heated. So know that. No, your size, your body is not going to bring some guy back, or your partner, or anything like that. And if it does, it's the wrong person, right? Yeah. We love you guys. I have to go to an appointment, and I will be on Thursday, and I will do a video to share in here tomorrow. And make sure you say hi so you guys can get notifications about my videos. It's going to be a fun Christmas. I'm going to make it fun for you. I'm going to love all up on you this whole Christmas season, because I want you to be happy. I want you to be loved. I want you to enjoy the beauty. Get a tree, light it up, light that bitch up, and be happy. Like, that's literally what I do. I'm like, light that bitch up. We're happy. I got a tree with lights. I love you guys. Have an amazing day. Bye.